If you just joined us, we have as our guest tonight Sam Blotner, who's our Costa Rican correspondent. We have Peter Isaacson, who works with Rickles on CPO Sharkey, Pat Henry, and this gal who is making her first appearance on The Tonight Show. And why, I don't know, because she is a first-rate singer and songwriter. She's already won this year's Music Association's Female Vocalist of the Year award. She's nominated for a Grammy, the American Music Award, the People's Choice Award as the Best Female Country Vocalist. Would you welcome this? And this February and March, she's going to be touring in concert with Mac Davis. Would you welcome Dolly Parton? Dolly.
Disappointment was my closest friend. And then you came, and hurt soon departed, and it ain't never gonna show its face again. No, 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 that lifted me higher, higher, higher and higher. Your love has lifted me higher, higher, higher and higher. Your love keeps lifting me, keeps right on lifting me higher, higher and higher. Your love keeps lifting me, keeps right on lifting me higher, higher and higher. Woo! Excited.
Sit down and take a load off your feet. That's an old country expression, right?
That's true.
That's a country expression. Right out of the Midwest.
I'll tell y'all,
How are you?
I'm fine.
We've never met before, but
I know
I've
that.
seen you and I've heard you on the radio all the time. How come you haven't been with us in 14 and a half
Well,
years?
mostly because you didn't ask me.
Oh, come on. No, I think when
No.
we did ask you, you were probably out on tour because you travel constantly,
Right.
don't you?
We do a lot of road shows, and I want you to know, though, that I am so excited today because today's my birthday, and I couldn't think of a
That's
nice...
somebody happy. Well, happy birthday
thank
for
you.
all of us. Did you have a party yet or anything like that?
Not yet, but I got a feeling I might after the show.
Yeah.
No,
Champagne and stuff. Do you drink it all?
Oh, I drink a little if it's for my birthday or
Well,
something like that.
welcome to the birthday boy here.
Every day's a birthday.
No,
How about
but-
gifts? Do you like to get
Oh,
birthday
yeah.
presents and all
I'm
that?
just like a kid. I love gifts. I love excitement.
I think
never
birthdays.
did outgrow that.
Well, you know what's fun? It's a surprise party. You ever get a surprise birthday party?
Well-
He threw one for me one year.
And was it really a surprise?
Absolutely.
It's always hard to have a surprise.
It's hard to
party.
hide it from your friends,
Yeah,
but
that's
it,
true.
and everybody says, "Oh, you shouldn't have," but inside, they're really kind of
Yeah,
It's like
it
a
is
kid, they're
nice.
thrilled.
And everybody in my band remembered my birthday, and they all got me a card and a little gift. And that makes you feel real special.
Yeah.
Because I told them yesterday better.
Or they'll be on a band by themselves.
No.
Well, you've had all these wonderful things happen this year, all these awards and the nominations and everything for Grammy. That must make you kind of happy.
Well, it does. It makes you feel good, and people in country music have treated me great, and I love country music. And, of course, I have
It's the biggest selling music in this country, isn't it? Country and Western.
Well, I know it's mighty big, but I think the country music is music with a lot of class and a lot of soul. And, of course, it's just ordinary stories told by ordinary people, and sometimes in an extraordinary way.
Yeah, and it touches a lot of people.
Right, it touches home.
Now, are you from Tennessee, really?
Right, I
From
was
the hills
born-
of Tennessee or
That's
the
right.
mountains?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. No,
We're by
I'm
the Tennessee mountains?
right at the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountain National Park.
They say that's beautiful. I've never been there.
It really is. You should go. They have a resort area. It's a little place called Gatlinburg, and they have a ski resort and all that. And I understand they have enough snow this winter to last for about 3 or 4 years.
Well, they're one of the few ski resorts that have snow, because out here it's been kind of grim. So you grew up there until you were how
Right.
old?
Well, I lived there until I was 18 years old. Of course.
What'd your family do?
Well, my daddy was a farmer, and I'm from a large family. In fact, there's 12 of us kids.
12?
Got 6 girls and 6 boys. And, of course, we were just farm folks. We lived on a farm all my life.
That means everybody works.
We all worked because you have to. I think that's why people in the country have so many kids. You don't want to hire help.
Easier to breed your own, I guess, huh? Would you like to have 12 kids, though?
I don't know. I'll talk about it later.
Okay. No, I didn't mean there's nothing. No. This wasn't an offer to go to stud. This was just.
Maybe 3.
Okay. We'll talk about that later, Dolly.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Now let's watch Ed give the Edge credit card test to a member of the Tonight Show audience. Dolly, how would you like to take our band on the road?
Well,
Can they play
wouldn't be bad.
Can they play country western kind of stuff for you, all right?
Well, I've never heard them play that much country, but I'm sure as good as they are, they could.
Tommy, you know country western, don't you?
I know it very well.
Sure. You see, they
Do
can
you?
do all that
Oh,
stuff.
great. Well, if my gang leaves me, maybe we can all go on the road together. Okay.
In case the show falls, you got a job,
No,
guys.
the band is great. I enjoy your music.
Why can't I leave?
Tommy's so loyal. You said you were one of a dozen six sisters and 6 boys.
There's 6 girls and 6 boys.
Are they
in the family.
all as healthy as you are?
Well, we're all pretty healthy.
I mean, is it the mountain air? Is it the
I'll tell you what.
living on the farm?
When you work the fields like we had to, you get very muscular. That's true.
Working outdoors in the fields?
No, we are all healthy, and I have, I suppose we all look similar, all the girls. I have some really pretty sisters. Some of them are petite, some of them are bigger, and I'm the fat one.
Well, you're not fat.
I'm good and healthy.
You're Zoftic, I guess would be the word.
Zoftic?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that word is. What is it?
You're it.
I said
Tell
it.
everybody what I am now.
Yeah, you have all your outfits made? I mean, they can say, look, all handmade.
Oh, there's a lady in Nashville named Lucy Adams, and I'm sure she's watching tonight, and she'll be very proud you asked that. She does all my costumes. I like my clothes to be gaudy, and you'd never know by looking, but,
Well, you gotta have
I
one.
enjoy all
When you work, you gotta have a
flashy
little
things.
flash stuff,
Well,
don't
I
you?
do. I guess growing up in the
And your
mountains
hair is
with-
very blonde, and you got a lot
and
of
very
it.
big, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, working in the fields like we used to bale a lot of hay. So I saved a few bales to use for hair
Yeah.
after we went away from
A lot to be said for getting out in the fields, I guess.
Go on now. No, but really, talking serious about growing up in the mountains, it is
Yeah.
a good way of life. And I think it really makes you appreciate things as you get out into the world, and especially if you have good parents, which I did.
That's good.
And so
A lot of
I
people
really-
are close, are they not? They tend not to, I don't know whether the word is trust, or a little wary of outsiders.
Well, it depends really on who the outsiders are. They have a tendency to be a little leery of people like census takers and the
Why are they leery of
revenuers.
revenuers? Now, see, I wasn't going to bring that up because everybody who says, do you have stills down there, makes it look like everybody who lives in Tennessee or any of the those places are on stills.
But you know, a big part of the people, especially in the mountain areas where I was born and raised, that's a way of making a living. You got to feed your kids. Of course, most of the things you hear about moonshiners is just that, you know, everybody's a drunkard and they just do it, you know, just for
Right.
the evil part of it, but there's very little money made in the country, and our main money was our tobacco crop. But a lot of people had more kids than that 1 year's tobacco crop would
So they were kind of forced into...
Yeah, of course, a lot of them did enjoy their work.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Did they make
But,
good? Did you ever have any good Tennessee or Kentucky moonshine?
I've tasted it. I don't like the taste of it.
Yeah.
It's real strong. But I guess that's what it's meant to be.
Now, when you lived in a rural area, I grew up back in the Midwest, and although I never lived specifically on farms, a lot of people never had a lot of things we take for granted. You know, indoor plumbing, telephones, and et cetera.
That's true. We didn't have much. We had, most people, as you know, have 3 rooms and a bath.
Right.
We had 4 rooms and a path.
And
That's an old one, but that's
yeah,
true.
and when the temperature is cold in the winter, you don't put your tongue on the pump handle.
That's true. We always, and another thing, you don't have, like water in the house, and we always made jokes like we had running water when we'd run and get it, because we...
Did you have a well?
We had a well and a spring.
That's
Different
good water,
places where I've lived. We moved around a lot in the area where
Any
I
of
grew
you
up.
any other members of your family, brothers and sisters, become entertainers?
Well, as a matter of fact, there's 8 children younger than me, and 7 of those kids are now writing, and some of them have recording contracts, and they're all very talented. In fact, my oldest sister has a book of poetry out.
That's super.
And so I came from a very musical family.
That's good.
And by the way, my sister's name is Willa Dean, and
Yeah.
she'll be watching too. She's the one that wrote the poetry. She's the only one that really didn't get involved so much in the music, even though she does write some music. But I really think that in time that some of my brothers and sisters will be recognized.
That's good. Is it a myth that all young ladies from the mountains get married very young?
It is very true. In
It is
fact,
true.
I have known people to get married as young as 12 years old. My own
12?
mother. Uh-huh. Of course, that's the girls that mature earlier. And in my family, that did happen a lot. But my own mother married when she was 14. She started having babies when she was 15. She had her 12th one when she was 35 years old. And we have one set of twins, and my mother and daddy are still young and very healthy. And
That's great.
that's just a way of life in the country.
Are
My
you-
mama...
go ahead.
I was just going to say, Mama, she could get pregnant just having Daddy explain the advantages of the pill to her. I didn't mean that, Mama. I
A
know.
lot to be said for the fields, yeah. Are you married, Dolly?
Yes, I am married.
Were you married young?
I was married when I was 20 years old.
Well, that's-
I've been married for 10 years.
Does your husband travel with you?
No, I tell you, it's a funny thing. Now and then he'll go with me on a trip, as long as he don't have to go to the show. But it's a funny thing. He never has seen me perform on stage, and I've been in the music business for years. And he loves you better than anybody, and he'd never miss the Tonight Show. And I even come home off the road, and he talks about you like you're a part of the family or some friend that he's just went to visit. He'll say, "And Johnny said tonight, or Johnny said this last night, or you wouldn't believe this."
He's
but
never seen
tonight he
you
won't be watching tonight. It makes him nervous, I think, to see me or.
He's never seen you perform.
He
Does he listen to your records?
he's not my biggest fan.
Well, it doesn't sound like it.
No,
I mean,
he loves me.
Oh, I'm sure he
And,
does.
I mean, we have a great relationship. It's just I'm not one of his favorite singers, but that's not really why he don't watch me or
I
go
just
to
find
shows.
that
It
so-
kind of makes him kind of nervous, I guess. I don't.
I would just say the interest would be there, Say, hey,
Oh,
my
the
wife.
interest is there. He wants me to do good, and he's real proud when I get to do things like the Tonight Show.
And you don't think he'll even watch tonight and watch you?
No, he won't, even though he'd probably love to. He'll make me tell the jokes you told at the front of the show. That's why I was over there watching him. But he's a wonderful person, and it's not anything out of disrespect.
No,
It's just a thing with us. We had an
Well,
understanding
as long
when
as
we
you
married.
as long as you get along, that's the main
Oh,
thing.
we
right?
get along just fine because we have nothing to argue about. We don't know nothing about each other.
You may have. You may have stumbled upon the clue, the theory to a happy marriage. Don't ever learn anything about each other. Don't watch each other. Don't care what anybody does. I think that's not a bad move.
But it is true. We get along very well.
What's
and
your husband's name?
His name is Carl Dean.
Now, Carl, you got to turn off the set for about, how long is this next song?
The next song is probably 2 minutes long.
Okay, Carl. You can go outside or whatever for 2 minutes if he's watching now, because you're going to sing.
Oh, it's not that he's not going to listen to me sing. He won't be watching the show at all. It makes him nervous to see me places. He thinks I won't do good, I guess.
He won't even be watching the show at all.
No, that's what I
Okay,
mean.
forget it, Carl. Would you sing us another song?
Yes, I'd love
Thank you,
to.
Dolly.
Thank you. This is kind of a sad story, but I hope maybe you won't mind too much. This is one of the newer songs that I've written. Late one cold and stormy night, I heard a dog barking. Then I thought I heard somebody at my door knocking. Wondered who would be outside in such an awful storm. And then I saw a little girl with a puppy in her arms. Before I could say a word, she said, "My name is Sandy, and this here is my puppy dog. Its name is Little Andy." Standing in the bitter cold in just a ragged dress. Then I asked her to come in, and this is what she said. "Ain't you got no gingerbread? Ain't you got no candy? Ain't you got an extra bed for me and little Andy?" Pat a cake, a baker's man, my mommy ran away again, and we was all alone and didn't know what else to do. I wonder if you'd let us stay with you. Giddy up, trotty horse, going to the mill. Can we stay the night? If you don't love us, no one will. I promise we won't cry. London Bridge is falling down. My daddy's drunk again in town. We was all alone and didn't know what else to do. I wonder if you'd let us stay with you. She was just a little girl, not more than 6 or 7. That night as they slept, the angels took them both to heaven. God knew little Andy would be lonesome with her gone. Now Sandy and her puppy dog won't ever be alone. Ain't you got no gingerbread? Ain't you got no candy? Ain't you got an extra bed for me and little Andy? Thank you.
Good song.
Kind of a sad one.
Yeah. You're a lot of fun having the show. You come back with us again?
Yeah, I will. I'd
Yeah,
love to.
we don't have to do this every
I thought you meant
14.
that sad song. I thought you was making fun.
No, I wasn't
I'm
making
a lot of fun. I cry.
Oh,
those
no.
songs. No, I'm
Oh,
only kidding.
we'll do this. We're going to come
Right.
right back. Stay with us.